Hello everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the BigFix technical training session, and I'm here to train you about the BigFix. So, something about myself. So, my name is Yusuf Khan. I am working with BigFix more than 10 years now, and I have implemented BigFix for many of the customer and trained more than 1,000 candidates on the BigFix. So earlier I used to work on data center technologies, networking, security, servers, operating system, database. So I have worked in many streams, but after that, once I got associated with the BigFix, I am stick with that because BigFix is a really market leading tool for the endpoint management. So in the today's agenda, about the means BigFix with the demo, we will be covering the overview architecture diagrams, architecture of or architect of the BigFix operations, how we can perform the operations, how we can go ahead and configure the BigFix for the deployments, site management with the BigFix. Within the for the endpoint management or for getting the data, patch management, operator administration, and the troubleshooting we are going to cover under the BigFix Foundation training. This is the course curriculum. So it's just a brief like what we are going to cover under the BigFix overview, operations, platform configuration, site management, patch management, operator administration, and the platform troubleshooting. So this is the division of the particular session or the BigFix training. So we will be having 60% theory classes and 40% over the BigFix lab, where we are gonna install the BigFix, we are gonna implement it from the scratch, and we will be configuring the BigFix server, BigFix release, and BigFix endpoints, and we are gonna perform the deployment from the BigFix console or by using the BigFix web UI. And once you are done with the certificate, you are done with the training, you are gonna achieve this certificate that you have completed the training. And some of the random topics we are gonna cover under the BigFix training is we will be giving the exposure on the patching on Linux, patch related troubleshooting, web UI, software distribution. We will be deploying the custom softwares, BigFix server troubleshooting we are gonna perform. If any of the component is gonna create the problem, then we will be troubleshooting all those things. Then the computer setting deployment and relay configurations. And under the training, at the end of the training, once we will be done with the training, then we are gonna perform some of the project, not exactly the project, within the lab exercises itself. The BigFix server deployment, we will be creating the BigFix server and installing the BigFix console on that BigFix server component, configuring the relay and configuring the BigFix client. After that, we are going to perform the patching of Windows or the Linux. And after that, as a part of project, we will be leveraging the software deployment. Couple of software we can pick like Notepad++ or Google Chrome or the Mozilla Firefox or the Adobe Reader. We are gonna perform the deployment on the BigFix endpoint, and we will see the magic how BigFix is gonna install all those things remotely on the end systems. BigFix Lab Setup. So as such, there is no requirement from your end. At least means you only must have one laptop from where you can attend the training, and after that you can access the lab because BigFix is a server-based administration tool. So either you must have a very good compute on your laptop, like 32 GB RAM or something like that. But if it is not there, then there is no need to have means anything. Just only laptop is gonna work for the lab from where you can connect it. Couple of things. If you are gonna learn the BigFix more, you can go ahead and just try your research on the BigFix forum, BigFix documents, and the knowledge search. You can go ahead with the given URLs. So on these particular URLs, you are gonna have the complete knowledge of your BigFix. Whether what all are the modules, BigFix overview, platform. If you are going to talk about the modules, then we have got the patch management, life cycle, inventory, compliance, MCM. We have got insights. We have got even the integrations which are available with the BigFix. So each and everything is available on the BigFix documentation page. And if you're gonna have any problem related to the BigFix and you are not able to solve it, go ahead and post it on the BigFix forum page. So a lot of tech guys are available on the forum. So once you are gonna post your problem, in couple of hours you are gonna get the answers. Maybe possible that the same problem someone have faced, and they are gonna help you out. And the knowledge search. So if someone has got the problem, so it will be under into the knowledge base from where you can go ahead and learn many more troubleshooting things. And after the labs and the projects, we are gonna have the mock interview about the BigFix. So these are a couple of questions like what is BigFix, what is the difference between the fixlet and task, what all are the modules, or if the BigFix agent is not reporting, how you are gonna troubleshoot that, what all are the BigFix components. So these are just couple of questions. I've got a lot of questions because I always taking care of the interviews as well. So once we will be done with the lab exercises and the theory part, and after that we will be taking the mock interviews and preparing you for the interviews so that you can go ahead and crack the interview in a first attempt itself. So now I'm just gonna explain about the BigFix or the endpoint management. First, I'll start with the endpoint management. Why the endpoint management is required? We are seeing right now in the IT world, each and every IT companies are compromising their security because of the threats which are which are there. Last year we have seen Cognizant has compromised their security and they have paid the ransomware amount to the attackers. And this year we are we have means we are seeing for the SolarWinds. Even SolarWind, the particular patch they have released. After that, also they are not able to secure their environment. Why these kind of things are happening? Why attackers are actually taking your system control and putting their or encrypting your software or your systems itself? Why this is happening? Because your machine is not protected. If I'm just gonna say only the antivirus is gonna take care of your system, no. When we are saying the endpoint management, then endpoint management is coming up with the certain responsibility. Your system means whatever the assets you have got in your organization, it should be discovered so that there will be no blind spot. After that, once you discovered, you should be able to manage your all the assets. While I'm saying the management, then your tool must be able to deploy the patches which are released by the vendors. Once patch is deployed or patch deployment with the highest success rate, it should be there. After that, whatever the client is facing the problem with their systems, you should be able to resolve them. After that, your system must be compliant with the organizational policies like CIS, FDCC, or HIPAA, or PCI DSS. Then whatever the softwares you have got installed on your systems, it should be under the eye of your organization so that they should know what all software you have installed. May be possible that you have installed any of the tampered software, or may be possible that you have installed a pirated software. That is gonna be the key for the attacker to come in your laptop. Then your endpoint must be able to reach from the internet, because right now we are working from home during the pandemic time. So when we are all of saying that these all are the responsibilities which should be there into the endpoint management, then we are going to come up in the market and find what is the best tool available. When while we are saying that these much of the responsibilities, if we are going to find the tool, we will be looking for multiple tools, because as such no tool available in the market, but we have got the BigFix. So BigFix is here to help you out with all these kind of responsibilities. And BigFix is actually the agent-based technology which is helping out IT operation and the IT security team to collaborate and work together. Where IT security team is gonna find the threats and IT operations team is gonna remediate them by using the BigFix itself. You can have up to 250K of endpoints. You can go ahead and manage by using the BigFix. Even the communication which is there between the BigFix server, relay, or to the client is all encrypted. So you don't have to worry that within the communication anything is gonna happen or your data can be leaked. No, there is everything is encrypted, and BigFix is working on a single port which is 52311. So only the single port will be used. So many ports, many threads, nothing like that. We have got only one port in the BigFix, so that will be used for all kind of communications. And after that, so these are the roles and responsibilities which BigFix is gonna fulfill. While we are saying all these things, all these features are actually divided into some of the modules. If we are talk about the first module, BigFix Patch. So under the BigFix Patch, you are gonna get the patch management. So you can go ahead and deploy the patch any of the OS like AIX, Solaris, HPUX, Windows, Linux, uh, Debian, Raspberry Pi 3, or any of the OS. So for all the OS, we are getting the free of cost the patches, and it's just a single click away. You just click from your console, and automatically it is gonna download from the vendor side, and it is gonna download on your end machines. And within the patch management, you're going to have the asset discovery feature as well. Then we have got the second module. His name is BigFix Compliance. Under the BigFix Compliance, you're going to have the patching as an option. So within the BigFix means in the patch management, we have already seen all the means most of the patches are already covered into that. But when we are going to say about the BigFix Compliance, so within the BigFix Compliance, you're going to have all the patching as an add-on. Then you're going to have the health check of your systems, how you are going to perform the health check. So for that, we have already got the multiple checklist available like CIS, HIPAA, or the FDCC, or the PCI DSS as per your industry. Means where you in what area your industry is falling. We have already got the checklist created, and you can go ahead and configure the values into that and assess your endpoints. And the third module is BigFix Inventory. Under the BigFix Inventory, you're gonna manage the inventory of your endpoints. So what software is installed, when you use that particular the software last time, how frequently you are using it, or when you have installed it. Apart from that, you can go ahead and perform the software metering and the software licensing as well. Even we have got the SAP and the Oracle applications inventory as well into the BigFix inventory. Then we have got the module BigFix Lab Cycle. So this is the BigFix Lab Cycle is a very rich module in terms of what all things it is gonna give as a feature. Like first one is the asset discovery, then the patch management as an add-on. After that, you are gonna have the server automation, in which you can create your automation plan. Let's suppose you are gonna patch one cluster. So patching a cluster manually is always a tricky option because you have to transfer the services from one node to another, then patch the system, then reboot after once it comes up against the services movement, then patch deployment, and then reboot. So it takes efforts, manual effort it takes. Within the BigFix, we have got the server automation, which will provision automation plan to do this kind of patching with a single click. We can configure the cluster nodes here, create the automation plan, and after that, it will be done. Then we have got the remote control. So like we are using the MSTSC or the PuTTY, each and every tools are there for the remote control. But effectively, when we are saying that our means the data is actually secured while you are taking the systems on the remote, or what you are gonna perform on the end system, is it getting recorded, or what as an administrator you are gonna do, is it gonna track? So all these things you can get into the life cycle. The tool name is BigFix Remote Control. So through that, you even can have the complete video recording, from where you can means with the video complete video recording, you can get to know what the administrator is performing on your end systems. Then after the remote control, we have got the self-service application. Under the self-service application, you can create the policies and you can deploy it on the end machine. Like development systems must not be using the USBs. So these kind of settings we can go ahead and deploy that. We have got the power management. So power management is for the laptop and desktop. So consumption of the power we can manage through the BigFix power management. So let's suppose in a call center, you know that everyone is coming at 8 a.m. and going at 5 p.m. But after that, nobody is shutting down their systems. And each and every industry or a company is paying too much cost on the energy. So that we can go ahead and manage through the BigFix. Then we have got the BigFix Insights. So under the BigFix Insights, you will be using the any of the intelligence tool like Tableau or the Power BI kind of, and on which MCM will be installed. And after that, it will be picking the data from all the BigFix data lakes like BigFix Server database or the compliance database or the inventory database. And after that, it is gonna give you the reporting that you can go ahead and present your executive. The trend reporting analysis on your data means how the deployment is going on, how frequently you are performing the deployment. So each and everything will be present into the pictorial form within the BigFix Insights. Then we have got the MCM. Within the BigFix MCM, you can go ahead and manage your devices, your modern devices like Windows 10 or the Mac. Within this, you will be over the air or internet facing endpoints can be enrolled for the BigFix so that you can support them. So these all are the features of the BigFix. And while we are talking about the components of the BigFix, then we have got the BigFix server, which is the heart of BigFix ecosystem. Then means and whatever you are gonna perform, it will be going from the BigFix server to the endpoint. So if BigFix server is gonna down, nothing is gonna work. Then we have got the relays. Relays are just like the load balancers, or we can say the distribution point, or it is there to distribute the load of the BigFix server. Why it is distributing the load? Because BigFix has got the capacity of 250K of the endpoints can report to the BigFix server. However, when all 250K of the systems will be reporting to single BigFix server, then the performance may be exhausted of your BigFix server. So that all the endpoints now reporting to the relays, and relays will be reporting to the BigFix server. And a single relay can take the load of up to 5,000 of your endpoints. Then we have got the endpoint. Endpoint is a system where you have installed the BigFix agent. Then we have got the BigFix console, the user interface, because as BigFix server doesn't have its own means the user interface, we have got the BigFix console through which we will be managing the whole BigFix environment. Then we have got the BigFix Web UI. BigFix Web UI is a future console of the BigFix. So many of the features which are available on your BigFix console, it is already available on the BigFix Web UI. And BigFix Web UI is actually the Explorer-based application that you can access it from any of the Explorer, right? Like Google Chrome or the Mozilla or the Internet Explorer. So any of these browsers you can use to access the Web UI. Likewise, we have got the compliant and inventory. For both, we have got the application which is gonna run on the browser only. And then we have got the BigFix content delivery server. So all the patches, patch definitions, or the metadata which is coming to the BigFix server is coming from the BigFix content delivery server. So SCL is now taking care of the BigFix. So whenever any of the patch or anything is gonna release by the OS vendors, OEMs, 24 to 48 hours, SCL BigFix development team is gonna release that particular content on BigFix content delivery server, and this will be automated. Means this is gonna automatically sync on your BigFix server, and after that you will be visualizing all the patches, all the dashboard, all the wizards, each and everything is available there, and from where you can go ahead and perform your deployment. This is exactly means what BigFix is in a very short span of time. And if you have any questions related to the BigFix training, so this is all about the BigFix demo. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask. I would be very happy to answer it all.